Good morning, everybody. Dom Yeadon, founder of Student CRM, and for my regular founders webinars, the topic today is top 10 personalizations. So you will learn how to merge student data like a pro using merge fields, merge tags to personalize your comms. Today is Wednesday, the 13th of March, 2004, but a lot of this content is going to be evergreen anyway. So this will stand the test of time, this particular webinar. Okay. Let's have a look at what it covers. Very simple today. We're going to talk about merge tags in Student CRM, where you can use merge tags, several places you can use it, of course. Top 10 personalizations we've put together for you. And again, best practice at the end. Now, the top 10 personalizations each come with an example, and they also will be sent out to you afterwards. So if you spot any of these and think, ooh, I'd like to do number 7 ourselves, it'll all be in the deck that gets sent out after to you. So let's have a quick look. So merge tags in Student CRM, starting right from the very simplest concept. So data from each student's record card in the student database, and also from their activities, so any prospectus requests, any bookings, any applications made. All of the data stored can be merged into your outbound comms, and it gets done so by using merge tags. Now, to see the enormous list of merge tags, we've got a screenshot on the right here of an A to Z of all merge tags. It's a help article. So when this comes back out, you can either search for A to Z or click this link here and it'll take you to that listing. In there, you can, I think, get some quite good ideas from just looking through the variety of merge tags available to you. So the big question is where you can use merge tags. So there are 6 places here. Firstly, in Template Builder. Template Builder originally was used as a place that just said, okay, insert content here when used for touch points. Of course, if Template Builder was being used to create a template for a campaign, all of the campaign was put inside it. What we are finding is that a lot of people are using merge tags from, for example, EVM, Event Manager, and building it inside Template Builder in its entirety. So that's one extra use of merge tags with Template Builder, and the Easy Builder makes that very easy to do that. That with a combination of the A to Z list of tags, you can pretty much build anything you like. So you could build an EVM template with certain EVM tags in. You could then build a PRQ template with other PRQ tags in. The other place is touch points inside workflows. So of course, following somebody doing something like booking onto an event, you'd immediately send back touch points, and that'll be usually full of appropriate merge tags based upon what they've booked on, how far in the future it is, etc. Autoresponders inside Contact Manager allows you to send back out a series of comms, so timed comms after 1 day, 7 days, 20 days, etc. And everyone goes on that touchpoint series. The next place is in campaigns. Of course, we build campaigns and use merge tags in there. We'll talk about that in a second. An oft overlooked little app is birthdays, and birthdays allows you to send out an SMS, a personalized SMS and or a personalized email inside a template as well. And finally, one-to-ones. If you're going to send one-to-ones from Contact Manager or from Student Database or from any particular apps where you can just send a one-off back to them, inquiries, for example, there you can use merge tags inside those as well. And very often they're best placed into a saved reply. So if I'm replying to somebody from an inquiry, I would go and use a saved reply or a saved response, which we know is stored in knowledge base. And that itself, when written in knowledge base, would have been written with the appropriate tags inside there. So it sounds more personalized. It is more personalized. So those are the places you can use merge tags. Let's look at number 10. So straight in with the value here. At number 10, we're looking at the known as field. So the known as field comes in from every UCAS application form if they've completed it. So the example I've given here is me. So for example, my given name is Dominic. However, I prefer to be known as Dom. So seeing as this known as data comes across on my UCAS form, why not use it? So the reason we would use the known as is in place of, so hi student first name, we'd put hi known as. Now this falls back to the student first name if the known as is empty. So it's quite a smart merge tag, this one. And again, the desirable effect with number 10 using known as is to communicate less formally, more like a friend by using their preferred name. So it's a very simple one to get us started with. Most comms that go out should start with known as, because you've got the information there. If they don't have one to begin with and later apply, then it'll also pull into all of their comms going forward that they're known as. So it'll be hi Dom or welcome back Dom, which is preferable. Number 10. Down to number 9, establishment name. There is a merge tag called establishment name. So where'd this be useful? If your university changes its name, and it's happening more and more lately, then this will require you to manually change every touchpoint sign-off. For example, thanks for talking to us, best wishes, love, University of X. Now, unless you're using the establishment name merge tag, then if you're doing that, then it updates everything, because you can change the name in your establishment card. So you simply go to your establishment card and say, we're now called new name for university. And the minute you click save on that in your establishment card, then all of the footers that merge in your footer, your email sign-offs, in other words, in all of your touch points, immediately get the new name merged in. That, I promise you, is a lot easier to do than going into a whole estate of touch points and seeing if you used a hard-coded name. So that's something that we recommend in all of the ready-mades that we supply as well. It normally is merged in so that whatever you end up calling a university, and changes obviously are happening all the time, and this makes it much easier. So the desirable effect of this tag, not often used, but desirable effect is to make university name changes far easier to manage in touchpoint sign-offs. So easy, in fact, you don't need to do anything, and we like things that are that easy. Number 8 is the course URL. You may remember that inside the courses app, and this is a long list of every course for every faculty, for every level of study, for each year of entry, you have the opportunity to paste in a course URL. So let's look at the example. If you're recruiting to courses that aren't validated yet or are likely to change, this is a great way of pointing your students to the freshest info without having to recreate content and templates. So it's also a call to action that you can track in terms of website traffic, and you know that we recommend everyone puts UTMs on any links that are going back to, especially your site. It'd be great if you could say that it comes from Student CRM Touchpoint, for example. So the desirable effect of using this in your comms is to help the student read more about the course that they're interested on your online course webpage. Most universities now have a separate page, separate URL per university, and that is kept extremely up to date. So instead of you having to update the course itself in here, you simply put the course URL in, and then every bit of information that's updated on your course URL is immediately available when someone clicks on it. So hi Dom, look at the XYZ course here, latest information, click straight out of a touch point on that course URL, and I will see the latest information there. So you don't need to keep adding extra information to touch points. Date formatting is a neat one. So the dates come out in a certain format. However, all web pages, all emails have the ability to format dates. So if we have a look in the example there, so we've got a long string there, which is called the date. This is date formatting of tags. So it's got the pod invite event date, for example. Okay, it could be anything: event date, booking date, application date, etc. You'll notice we've got a character here, which is called a pipe, and that separates one bit of logic, which is display that, from, and the pipe here says format it this way. Now that code is obviously Klingon. No one understands what that is. But if we look at the footer here, the tag above displays this format Tuesday, the 1st of October 2024, because it's using that code. Now you can look at the format tags here to get the code. However, very simple examples are you can take any date that you put in any merged information as Tuesday 1 October 2019, Tu1 Oct 2019, Tuesday 1st of October 2019, Tuesday 1st October 2019, or 0105 2019. So you just use the format tags here, and that should be okay. 01 10 19. However, you just use the format tags in there, and you can then change it. If you don't, then it formats to something very simple. I think it's day, 2 days, 3 for the month. So 05 Mar 2024, I think, is a default. So if you leave it as it is, that's fine. But if you want to change it, please use the date formatting tag. Number 6, the event name. Your students attend events and you know which event they're at. So for example, you're using MEC on the iPad. So you would go to a school or a particular event and they would capture the information. Because you've already tied that event across to a school, for example, if you're using that with Contact Manager, you can then send out comms back to the students that say, thank you very much for seeing us today at X. So let's say, for example, event activity types that you're using, you can use the event name and the location. We won't show the event here, but you can also have the location in there. And again, that reinforces the relationship you've just instigated. So, hey, Dom, it was great to see you at that Birmingham event. So we can also put in my name, put in the location and the event name. In this particular case, I've just showed the event name, but it could be event location as well. So again, this personalize it reminds them, the desirable effect here is to remind them where you've just met them and where they gave you their details. So again, it makes them feel confident and it reminds them of, hopefully, a very good experience with you recently. Okay, the program timetable. This is when a student books onto, for example, an applicant day or a pre-applicant open day. Okay. Now we know that on the booking form, you get to the end of, I think it's a 5-part form, and it then says, great, here's your QR code and here's your program for the day. Now what you can also do is you can then send bits of that timetable, all the information on that final My Program screen can also be sent out as different merge tags. So I've just picked one of them. The nice easy one is called the program timetable, and that'll merge in a multi-line thing. Will say at 10 o'clock meeting the president, at 11 o'clock having a coffee, 12 o'clock go to the science lab, 2 o'clock having another coffee. That is particular for each student, and that will go out in the merged touch point. So just by merging in program timetable, that put in a whole block, a structured block of text. Whatever they've chosen on the day sends out in the middle of your touchpoint text. So for example, it says that you're running a highly unique day for each student or a singular homogeneous day. It doesn't mean it can't feel highly personal. So you share their program timetable, make them feel special. Personalized, you welcome them, you invite them, you remind them what's going on. Again, they see their personal itinerary. The desirable effect here is they see their personal itinerary for their open day visit. Now, the reason this is quite nice in a touch point is it depends whether someone screenshotted and saved bits and pieces on the booking form. Maybe they didn't. So they can either click back in, so the day before or on the day, can click back in and go live and have a look at their timetable if they want. But it's much easier probably for them to just find the touch point that came in last. Without any logging in, the program timetable is then embedded into the middle of that touch point email. So that's really neat. And there's 4 or 5 that sit above that. So to do with the whole booking, for example, if you book onto POD, you've got lots of components that make up that final page. Each of them is a separate merge tag for the program. There's an online help article that shows you exactly how to use all of those, but that's a nice one. Okay, the booking link. So the booking link. We get people booking, you get students booking onto events, applicant days, and open days. So in the information that goes back out to them, touch points, you'll send them a series of touch points. So example, if you want those students to be able to view, edit, or cancel their bookings, we don't want them to cancel their bookings. You just add a link back to the booking detail with any touch point. So it can even be the link behind a button. So you can actually put a button to say, hey, check out my booking. And that can be a nice, beautiful blue button. Behind it, the URL can say, just go and have a look at my booking. So that'll take them over to the confirmation webpage online directly with one click. And again, the idea here is to send each student their personal itinerary for the open day. No, it is not. This is actually to send them an easy way to log back in to their booking link from a touch point. So again, there's a read more here on this one, which describes in more detail various uses of the booking link as a merge tag. Okay, we're getting down to the final 3 now. So number 3 is the student MIS code. So the MIS code is usually known by your university or each university as their Management Information Systems code. So each system that stores a pile of students, normally your student record system, will give each one a unique code. Now, when we integrate with you, we not only create a unique student record, but when we sync with your system, we also get across your MIS code. Now, this is really useful. So the student will have a Student CRM issued ID. Nobody cares about that. It'll also pull in their UCAS applicant ID. That's quite clever. But it'll also pull in their student MIS code. So, for example, you're using SITs from Tribal. It'll bring in a code that we know, because it's coming with the application, that can be merged back out. So, two good things happen with this. Firstly, it's always links to one particular student. But secondly, you can use it in the example here to link to Anne, and again, you can fill in the blanks here, to an online welcome pack. These are personalized, personalized video, they're quite popular recently, or other personalized items, again, personalized at your end. So this is off-platform content that you've commissioned that is available on a website of your choosing or a partner's website that is displayed according to a code. So in this case, we can use MIS code. And again, you then know at your end from the MIS code, you can pump that data into, for example, a video package, and that will then create one per MIS code. And so this is great because it allows you to send an email campaign out to everybody from within the system. And when they click on it, they'll then go and have a look at in this case, a personalized welcome pack, or it could be a video. So we know several universities have used this for videos recently, and it's been quite effective. So all we're doing is sending out a link. So at the bottom there, we can see in this screenshot, we've got your university's name, and then we go forward to a personalized item, and then we put forward this MIS code. So the MIS code then would simply wake up and rehydrate whatever item you've got behind there for them. Okay, in a similar vein, we've got the UCAS applicant ref. So the UCAS applicant ref, which is also known as the personal ID, this helps quick logins because when somebody is logging into an applicant day, we need to verify that they are actually UCAS applicants. So we use the UCAS applicant ref. So for example, if you're sending out invitations for applicant days, then in order for somebody to book onto an applicant day, they've got to put in a couple of bits of data, one of which obviously they're going to remember, but the other one is their UCAS personal ID. So rather than them trying to root around and find that personal ID, by sending it out in the invite itself as a merged tag, we can say, and here is your personal ID, please use this when logging in. They can simply click on the link below and log in straight away without having to look it up. So remember, we store a great deal of information within Student CRM and its associated apps that can be useful for the student to see again. It only goes back to the student, but again, it's really useful for logging in. So this one, for example, UCAS applicant ref, is really great for enabling quick logins to applicants who are booking on an applicant day or logging back into an existing booking. Okay, number one, event joining instructions, certainly our favorite one, we use it a lot. So you'll know, having attended this webinar, that you booked on a form. You probably knew it was an EVM, event manager form, and you knew therefore the minute you put the details in, you would get back a series of touch points leading up to this morning. So one maybe went out this morning and it probably said, hi, don't forget, here's your booking details, we'll see you soon. Now, this is an actual screenshot of one of those touch points here in the middle bottom of the screen here, and it says 1, 2, 3, third line down, it says you can find the instructions on how to join us below, and we merge in event joining instructions. Now in that, we've already put in the Zoom link, the ID, etc., all of that in a whole paragraph has been pasted into this particular event, and now those joining instructions can be sent out to anybody that's booked on. So we use it to send you the Zoom joining instructions, and you know that we're using EVM for booking and handling, and also we use EVM for setting up the follow-ups afterwards. So this webinar, everyone on this webinar will have got event joining instructions just by using a merge field there, and that's entered in the event itself. And again, the desirable effect here is just a quick way to communicate the correct joining instructions, which is really neat. Okay, some best practice. So the first one is, and this is really important, don't overdo it, Dom. We love you, Dom. Come back to see us soon, Dom. etc. Be gentle and sparing with your personalization. There is overkill, and even though you can probably merge in my first name at the beginning and end in the middle of most sentences within your touch point, don't do it, because it is overkill, and eventually people will not eventually, very quickly, some will tire of reading a passage inside a touch point that is loaded, heavily loaded, overloaded with personalization. Secondly, if you're going to look at a personalization program and just redo, then I'd suggest you rank your comms in order of priority, okay, and work on the important ones first. For example, I wouldn't necessarily spend a lot of time getting the most beautifully crafted and personalized prospectus request. Thank you for your request. Should be with you soon. If you want to look at Open Days, click here. I wouldn't put a lot of investment into getting that particular personalized comms ahead of your applications comms, your event bookings comms, and your inquiry. So I'd say those are the three in terms of ranking, in terms of importance, because you know that all three of those deliver applications out to the students and then enrollments back in. Bullet number 4, best practice, is ask customer support to check what you want to achieve. This is really good. You know that we've got a great customer support team here at Student CRM, so do please take advantage of it and just drop a little note and say, we want to achieve this. This is what we've got. What do you think? And someone will come back to you. And if it's fantastic, that's brilliant. They'll let you know. If you've got opportunities to improve it, they'll also let you know. So use this as a sounding board. Please do. Don't forget, we have seen, I would say, thousands, not quite hundreds of thousands, but many tens of thousands of different versions of touchpoints that have gone out. So we really do know, and we could advise you on each one that you want to achieve. So do ask us. And finally, just have a quick look at how many merge tags you can use. So we've got an A to Z list of merge tags here. Also in slide 2 at the beginning of this webinar, we also link to that. So have a look at that by clicking on the link, and you'll see for every single app the information you can merge. Just by looking at that alone, especially if you love spreadsheets like I do, the ideas will jump off the page at you. Oh, I didn't know you could use that name. I didn't know you could use that date. I didn't know you could use that quantity. Those available in there that can all be pulled into your outgoing comms. So, wrapping up, it's another DOM special. Yes, it's another DOM's Founders webinar. I would much appreciate it, greatly appreciate it, if you would leave us a Trustpilot review. I ask every time, and I'm very pleased to get the kind reviews that you do leave every time. So thank you very much for that. And I am now going to wrap up. That's the end of this Founders webinar on personalization.